Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaykum as-salam.
Welcome to our first podcast with HalalCEOTours.
This is exciting, man.
It's exciting.
happened.
Finally.
How long have we been planning it?
We've been planning for a long time. I think we started in February, start of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's August. Subhanallah,
Right.
It's been a lot of ups and downs. A lot of ups and downs, and a lot of, I guess, eye openers, and a lot of knowledge has come with it as well. So alhamdulillah. What we like to discuss in this podcast specifically is just a journey through what we've done, how we've gone about things with the process of HalalCEOTours, the process of running a touring company specifically within Umrah, and how our niche is going to basically be different to other Umrah companies. So inshallah, if you want to start it off, any of the brothers jump into it. Like, what's the purpose of HalalCEOTours? Why have we come together and built this company?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I know a lot of our views will kind of be quite similar because the reason is we came together with these on a basis of very similar views. So I'll just give a bit of my understanding, and I think you guys will probably share the same understanding, but let's see anyways. But my understanding is basically being from a business background for the past 9 years now, so I've been from a marketing background and stuff. For some reason, it's like there's a big shift between the Muslim entrepreneur and also the Kuffar entrepreneur. There's a big difference, and for some reason, it seems like the Muslim entrepreneurs aren't doing so well in the space whereas you see the Kuffar entrepreneurs going ahead, escalating their business to high amounts, and whereas we're just lacking behind. And I think that's probably from the understanding is we're not very in tune with our deen. We don't understand how to connect business with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I think that's where I come from as well, in terms of why shouldn't everything you do be an act of ibadah? That includes all of the transactions that you're going through in terms of life, but also business. So in terms of muamalat and stuff, you should always relate it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I think that's what's lacking in the Muslim business world. And I think it's just an important thing that we try to tackle this, and I think this is the reason why we've kind of drawn up with HalalCEOTours and see if we can kind of connect that spark back up for the Muslim entrepreneurs.
Yeah, 100%. And also bringing brothers together through business as well, helping each other out, helping this business out. If instead of going through a kuffar, instead of say you want to buy clothes, instead of going to Nike or Adidas or something, go to a brother. If you know a brother that's selling good quality clothes, go to him. His prices maybe it's a bit more expensive, but at the end of the day, his money is going to his family. It's going to zakat. He's doing good things with that money. You don't know what these companies are doing with their money. And
well, nowadays we do, bro. Everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Look how much we're boycotting and that, and you got
exactly.
all these Muslim brands now. You got your Salam Colas and all that stuff.
Salam Colas, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's obviously a big shout out to these guys because there's a cause behind it, and I think this is the kind of thing that we should be supporting in the first place.
Definitely, I think when it comes down to this venture, alhamdulillah, when we all sat down and actually thought about it, it was initially we was trying to build an Umrah company, which is just going to be like every other Umrah company. Obviously, me, brother Mushad, we've got a marketing background, and Wafi, he's got his own social media agency as well. So alhamdulillah, this all coming together and actually utilizing something like marketing within this type of business platform, it's a very it's different, because I don't see any other Muslim companies actually going out there trying to do something like this. But also at the same time, it's more the fact that the objective of it's something I want to say it's heroic, but it's more what's the word? Not heroic, but
You put it on the spot. I know what you mean. It's just
it's not heroic, but it's justified or something. Why should, from a perspective of a Western perspective, a non-believer, why should I help another person out if I've got my own problems? Do you get it?
Yeah.
Whereas us as Muslims, not talking about just specifically us three, but the whole ummah, we are the nation that shackles our believers and drag each other to heaven. We're always looking to help each other in any which way. So this opportunity we've come across, subhanAllah, it's 100% going to take a long time for us to build a public profile with this a reputation. But inshallah, what we're trying to do is trying to bring, like Brother Wafi, like Brother Murshid has said, bring us all together, the Muslim business owners, to come together and work with each other to build, let's say, a community. So when we are having issues, or someone is having issues, or there is a brother who requires something, we can go back to the community we have of brothers who have different types of different businesses, and go back to them, brother, we've got someone here who needs this. Can you help out?
Exactly.
Brother, we've got someone else here. Can you help out? Even the brothers who are business owners, they can both help each other out as well. And what's really important to me is I want to completely destroy this notion that we can't trust Muslim business owners, and we can't work with business owners, and we can't partners business owners. Like, get this gatekeeping mentality out your head. Get this each to their own mentality out your head. Get this, what's it called, dog eat dog world mentality out your head.
What it is, it comes from the kuffar world. That's a Western concept. It's called capitalism. That's the simple basis of it. Is I'll help myself before I help anyone else. But the Muslim doesn't understand it in that sense. A Muslim will see a society and he says, if I help the society, I've already helped myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I've helped Brother Samuel, Brother Wafi, whoever it is, if I'm helping them, I'm also helping myself, because when a society succeeds, the individuals within that society also succeed. So I think that's a very important factor to also
100%.
kind of consider.
And I think the final objective, honestly, from all of us, from every Muslim, is obviously attain Jannat al-Firdaus, pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what's the better way of obviously submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and obviously also helping your Muslim brothers along the way.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of reward. The fact that any type of support I've given any brother, and they act upon the support I've given them, their reward comes back to me. It's like the most perfect pyramid scheme, which is halal to do. SubhanAllah, like this is like the perspective and like how Islam teaches and brings us together. It's like we're programmed as Muslims to be united, and we're so brainwashed now is to be disunited. So when it comes to this company, HalalCEOTours, what we're trying to achieve is bring business entrepreneurs to come together to perform Umrah, which again, why Umrah, we're starting off with Umrah first, is because what better way to get Muslim brothers to come together and go under the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah,
literally, it creates trust, it creates bond, it creates unity. We'll all be together, we'll all be, in the same premises of sleeping, we'll be walking together towards the Kaaba Sharif, we'll be walking together to see Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we'll be praying together, we'll be, what we gonna do? We're gonna do everything, literally eating together, sitting together, whatever we can do, talking to each other. Like this whole concept of, business owners you see in obviously we're from Birmingham, you'll see like our local shops, there's like 50 like different types of corner shops, but they don't ever help each other in the sense of, this brother hasn't made his sales, so don't buy from me anymore. You don't hear that type of conversation. You hear the conversation of, I need to make more money. What can I sell? What can I sell today to make more money? Like the whole COVID incident. Look how many people jumped onto the bandwagon and started selling those masks at stupidly high prices.
Not even just masks. People need to eat, innit? Someone was selling a baby chicken for 20 quid, bro.
Even recently with the Qurbani.
Yeah, Qurbani
was
crazy prices.
Crazy prices.
I remember even not my local mosque, the mosque where I go to attend for studying, even they brought up the topic about why are the butchers putting the prices up.
Yeah, especially just in Qurbani season. Around the year it's one price, and then as soon as the Hajj season kicks in, boom, prices inflate. Do you want to put your name down for the this, that, the other? I'm like, yo, bro. At the end of the day, Muslims the living in the West. There's a cost of living in the crisis in the West as well.
Yeah.
And if we're not helping each other out in that sense, it's just we're gonna feel the worst of
It's
it as
gonna
well.
be worse for all of us.
Whereas the people who behind it all, who've manufactured this cost of living crisis, they're boasting record sales.
Yeah. And again, this is another purpose of why HalalCEOTours form, is to destroy these erroneous concepts of Muslim business people of not acting fair. Because at the end of the day, as Muslims, we have to be just. The way we act, the way we converse, the way our transactions are taken, we need to all be just, obviously, because end of the day, we submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The fear should be for the taqwa was towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should have tawakkul towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we don't have that, we can't be fearful in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then how are you going to trust each other? If you can't be fearful that Allah's, He's seeing your actions, and you know it's wrong, but you still, side Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you carry on doing these, unjust actions, how can you be trusted in the community? How can you be trusted as a business partner? So again, these are the types of things HalalCEOTours we're trying to implement, culture the entrepreneurs upon joining our trip, which will be on the 21st of December. Inshallah. Inshallah, we have guest speakers. We have our Ustad Sheikh Faisal Haq Abdul Aziz Hafizullah. He will be joining us.
Yeah, he's actually going to be the one who's leading the Umrah. So, in terms of the fiqhi way of doing Umrah, making sure that everyone's kind of just performing the Umrah the way it should be, and it's accepted, inshallah, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he'll be leading that, and also delivering some sermons about the Muslim business owners, and the kind of righteousness and the kind of value of a Muslim business owner, especially in the modern society, I guess.
And also we should have a special guest speaker. I'll keep that under wraps for now.
Yeah, we don't know when this is going to come out yet.
Exactly, so we'll keep that under wraps for now. But it's a big one, inshallah. And then, that's going to be on 21st, inshallah. So that is basically the premise of, we're going to have seminars, we're going to have discussions in terms of networking. This is, again, a massive, vital thing. Like, I can't tell people enough how important it is to network. Just knowing people, speaking to people, you open pathways and doors to so many other avenues.
Well, that's what they're saying here. Your net worth is your network.
Yeah.
It's who you know, it's not about how many people you know.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, it's so important, like, especially if you're in an environment of business entrepreneurs or business people, the fact that you'll have access to so many different avenues. You might not know what you may need at that current moment, but down the line in the future, you might have someone come across to you and say, brother, I need something. And you'll be like, oh, I remember I met a brother on that trip. Maybe he can help you. Do you know what I mean? So it creates, again, these pathways and subhanAllah, like these paths. Like, the more we've been doing this trip, we've been building this trip and running the business, alhamdulillah, we've been blessed, again, by the permission of Allah, bidnillah, that we can go to different, we've got access to so many different people now, subhanAllah.
Yes,
we've got access to so many different people now. A lot of people have been supportive, a lot of people have been helpful, and you know
what's crazy? We was on the way to class, right? Me and Sam go to Alamiya class.
No, this was after.
No, this was when we were on the way to class.
Oh.
But it was like, you know what it is, yeah? We're not utilising who we got connections with.
Yeah.
I was like, Sam, what you on about, man? It's like, bro, look who we've been in touch with. Us nobodies from Birmingham. Look who we've got in touch with and stuff. I was like, I had to think about it. I paused for a second. I was like, yo, dude, that's crazy. Like, even though we've been in the business world for a very long time, but in terms of creating a very trusted network, connecting with other Muslims, in terms of in the entrepreneurial world, and like-minded individuals, I don't think we've done that as much prior to this year. No. And it's just crazy how we've started HalalCEOTours in February and we're now in August. It's 5 months, 6 months, yeah? Closing up on 6 months. The amount of connections we've made in that process, like, I know if I need a piece of photography doing or videography doing, I know exactly who to go to, and they're a Muslim and I'm supporting a fellow Muslim entrepreneur. If I need leaflets printing, if I need a website doing, and do you know what I'm trying to say? It's gone crazy. how much
Like the links you've created, like I said, these doors opening, it's crazy. It's one of like, honestly, like for you to hear it from us right now, you probably won't understand it or appreciate as much. But honestly, you know, when you're starting out a business, something like this, because bear in mind, us three, we don't have any touring experience, right? We don't have no touring experience, and we've got into this. So well, we've had mentorship and helped us and guided us to way through it. But in the sense of going from A to Z and how we've gone across to Z, we're not even at Z yet, to be honest. Let's be honest. We were like probably like W or something like that. But how we've got to there and the journey for it, it's one of like it's been amazing. The fact that going from an idea to now the idea is in reality, and now the reality is becoming like, you know, it's flourishing around us.
Yeah.
So alhamdulillah, it's
at the end of the day, what we want to achieve with Halal CEO Tours is it's not just an Umrah company. I think people do ask us a lot of questions as well. Is it just Umrah stuff that you're doing?
Yeah.
No, Umrah is a means for us to achieve granting like benefits to the Muslim entrepreneur, the Muslim business, and obviously the December tour is going to be based around achieving the halal profits and how you can achieve substantial business growth whilst connecting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's the main benefit from our tours itself. We're not just another Umrah tour company. We're providing an extra benefit where the Muslim entrepreneur can come along and they can see that benefit literally as soon as they join us on the Umrah, where we hope to achieve we want to open people's horizons, broaden their horizons, open their vision up to the Ummah themselves and see where their business can take them, whilst also be kind of in accordance to the Sharia, in accordance to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed. All of that comes into a factor first.
Yeah, and also, you know, when it comes to like the halal profits part, so I just want to mention one thing. So making money the right way, we're going to explain to you like what to do, so don't get into interest. I come from social media marketing background, I see lots of big companies, Muslim owners as well, they use like music in their backgrounds and things like that. Like, come on bro, it's like sins, you're literally getting sins for each view you get using music.
That's bro. That's not the only, that just reminds me
of one of the things, exactly.
On TikTok, what do you see?
Crazy things, all sorts of
crazy
crazy
like
things.
Any restaurants or whatever, I'm not going to say any names in it. All it is just sisters being basically objectified on camera. And to be honest, I don't want to say much in terms of that, but is that the correct way of doing things? I don't think so. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to have a few views and stuff, obviously, but
it's racking up.
Are you going to get barakah from it?
Exactly. You know, barakah as well, we're going to help you get barakah in your business as well. That's one thing that you need. Obviously, you need barakah, otherwise you need Allah's blessings in your business. You know, the more barakah you have in your business, you're going to see it succeed faster, succeed more.
I think that's a really good point, because a lot of people are more the more latched onto success. And even when we was, you know, in the meetings when we initially started these this touring company, when we initially started it, and we had those meetings with the other brothers, we spoke to them, and I made it clear to them that business itself is not an overnight success. It takes time, and in that time you're putting in the action, but you're also making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because without Allah we can't have we'll have nothing. Allah is the one. It's within our qadr at the end of the day. So it's how you know, what we've been given, what has been written for us, it'll be given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's another thing to put into perspective. Like, a lot of brothers were when our journey for this, like, oh bro, you're doing this Umrah company, you know, first of all, it's not just an Umrah company, there's more to it, but obviously the first trip is an Umrah, but they say to us, oh, what happens if it doesn't work out? What happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? But I just remind myself, like, for me, this is my own, for myself, I don't know if the brothers do it themselves as well, it's just, I go back to myself and say, if it's meant to be, nothing will stop it from happening.
Yeah,
100%.
And if it doesn't happen, then there's something better waiting for us. Do you understand? Like, I mean, the end of the day, the objective, well, not the objective, but the mission, what we're trying to do with HalalCEOTours, it's not a mission that it's for our own whims and desires. it's not something which is like, we're getting a kick out of it, or we're having something fun or something like that. It's like, there is a fun element of it, but I'm just saying in terms of like, it's not something like we're trying to like, I don't know, profit as crazy amounts or stuff like that. End of the day, it's more the fact that we're trying to create unity within the ummah. We're trying to create, a business environment, Muslim business environment, where we can, these people can look towards the ummah and support them as much as they can. Whatever service it can be, whether it be even spending zakat, giving money, the services the business may provide of helping. I know one brother, alhamdulillah, I won't mention his name, and I'm sure he would want me to mention his name because that's how humble he is. He has his own cafe, and any proceedings, 50% of it.
Proper brummy there.
Sorry.
It was on cafe,
Any cafe, any proceedings or profits he makes from the company, 50% goes to the masjid.
Mm-hmm.
And subhanAllah, since it started, it's been banging, like booming.
Yeah.
Business has been, subhanAllah, so successful with it. And obviously there's so many people in the background helping it, but obviously there's you can see the barakah in this journey. And even then, wallahi, I remember, again, Akhi, I know you're going to watch this podcast, I'm sorry. He went to our ustad. Yeah, this is how humble he is, subhanAllah. He went to our ustad, and the reason for his business is to help the masjid. That's it. The 50% he's taking is obviously building the business and supporting as he goes along. But even then, he went to ustad and asked, Ustad, am I in the wrong to make money off this business, even though I'm trying to help the masjid? Am I getting sin for this?
Yeah, I remember.
Like, do you get it? Like, even then, like his justification of it is to help the masjid. His mission is to help the masjid. But even then, he still feels some sort of way. Like, Ustad, can you just reassure me that I'm not doing this for that reason?
You know what? It's a very important thing to highlight. As a Muslim, we should look through, metaphorically speaking, the Islamic goggles or Islamic glasses. Does Islam agree with my decision? If it does, alhamdulillah, we'll go forward. If it doesn't, that's fine. It's cut off right there and then. And I think that's a very important thing to highlight, especially in the Muslim business world.
Yeah.
If it's halal, subhanallah, go for it, and may Allah support you with it. If it's haram, then obviously you know that there's not going to be any barakah from it. You're getting sin for it. And I think that's the perspective that every single Muslim needs to come from, not just in the business world, but in every single aspect of life, which includes the business world, I believe.
100%. I think when it comes to, like, with HalalCEOTours, how it's going to benefit people, again, it's just having, I guess, that community, a group of people, the network, having access to that all, being able to travel with these type of people as well, enjoying the time, 100%, taking in information, knowledge. There's so many benefits. I mean, like, just knowing someone specifically who's running a business, you can take so much away from. Just because you run a business doesn't mean like you've got it all figured out.
You never know when you'll need them.
Exactly.
I know in the future one day you'll need them one day.
It's that, and also the fact that you might not know something that the brother knows. You might not know something that the brother knows, and the brother's doing it slightly more efficient than you are, and you don't even know that. And this is what I mean, like, always be open to constructive criticism, see it as constructive criticism, because a lot of people nowadays, they've got an ego, they've got a chip on the chest, and like, this is honestly, like, we need to remove that completely, because it's not a Muslim behavior. A Muslim shouldn't behave like this. If a brother's coming to you and giving you advice, it's for the sake of khair, for the good. It's not just for like, they've got nothing else better to do than just want to put you down. No, they see you, they've been you through your steps. They're watching your journey, and if they can point you into a direction or benefit you somehow or tell you something in certain regards and say, look, brother, why don't you try this? Or have you spoken to these type of people? Or who's your audience? Like, what kind of audience are you trying to aim at? Like, what's your business trying to actually achieve? Like, these type of questions, like playing, I want to say devil's advocate, but that's why you say the Western stuff. But you know what I'm trying to say. in that sense of questioning, like I've had multiple brothers come up to me and say, bro, I've got this idea, I want to do this. Then I sit there and I start drilling questions at him, like, why do you want to do it for? What's the purpose behind it? What's it going to achieve? Who your audience is? You know, does the business have a USP? Does it attract your audience? You know, what's the journey for your customer to your product? What's the journey for your, you know, what's the journey for the whole from A to Z? You know, do you understand it? Do you understand budgeting? Do you understand what you require? Do you understand what you need? You know, stuff like these little questions like that, just to like pick out his brain, for him to start questioning it, start making the cogs move. And that's how I see it as business. You have to have like little cogs. Everybody sees it different. This is how I see it. Cogs in place, and they're slowly turning certain little knowledge, you know, certain little aspects, and you know, people telling you this, and then you figured out this, or you watch something here, and they start churning, and then the business starts moving along. So I don't know.
To be honest, I want to kind of relate it to, you know, our trip itself, the amount of value you can get from our trip. First of all, obviously, we value the personal ibadah side a lot as well. So obviously, what we've planned is certain times throughout the day, each and every single day, you'll have time to kind of conduct your personal ibadah as well. But each day we have a different activity planned, don't we?
Yeah.
So like, whether it be seminars, tours, city tours and stuff, all with that business aspect behind it, and obviously we've got the guest speakers and whatnot. All of it's geared around how you take an individual, a Muslim entrepreneur, to the next step in their business. So whether you're on £500,000 a year turnover from your business, or you're on around 2 million, 3 million, but you've hit that little kind of, you've kind of stagnated a bit, or you've kind of leveled off the graph. We want to see how we can elevate it even more, because the individuals are going to be joining us on our trip, whoever participates, that this is the benefit that they'll have, is they're looking for a reason why they need to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how it can really benefit their business, and this is I believe what we hope to achieve, inshallah. Obviously may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it successful. We ask everyone's du'as in this as well.
Yeah, inshallah. I mean, definitely, I mean, do you want to say something? Sorry, that's almost cut you off.
You look like you're about to jump out your seat, man.
Go on.
I was just jump into the fact that even then, a promotion offer, the first 5 people will create and design a website specifically for. We don't charge by pages. That's not something what we do. We just basically build a website based off what you require, what your needs are, right?
Yeah, because obviously we have, well, everyone here is in some sort of marketing industry.
Yeah.
I come from 9 years of marketing.
Yeah.
This isn't our main business. This is something we've done to benefit the Ummah, but our main business is marketing.
Yeah.
And obviously this is how we can give value as well. So if anyone wants to say a discount code, HalalCEO. If you comment HalalCEO, yeah, and you purchase an Umrah package, how many should I say? First 5. First 5 people, you get a discount on your Umrah tour, and you'll also get a website for your business.
Free website.
And
that's including 1 month's SEO
as well.
Yeah, is that too much?
1 month SEO.
That might be too much.
To be honest, yeah. Obviously, I don't want to discuss our prices and stuff, but that's more value than the ticket worth, you know.
Yeah, honestly.
So I don't like. He said, Brother Sam said it, so I ain't gonna say anything to that now. He's just gonna expect me to do all the work.
I'll guide him.
Emotional support, yeah.
Emotional support. I'll hold his hand.
What's that in Chinese? Emotional damage.
Yeah, it's not damage though, is it? But obviously, like every business, every aspect of life, anything what we do, whether it's business or whether it's life, you know, we have to understand that as Muslims, we're not seeing deen as just something which is separate from dunya, and dunya is separate from deen. It's together. Without dunya, we can't have deen, and without deen, we can't have dunya. We have to have both of them together. And the fact that anything we do, any aspect of your life, whatever we do, comes with challenges, and it's always going to be tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tests of anything literally. Even for us specifically, we've had so many challenges with this company. Like, there's points where we didn't know the direction we were going with. There's points where we didn't know who to actually, you know, aim the actual the service to. There's points where, you know, when we required like support from outsiders, you know, we had, you know, some sort of challenges towards it. But subhanAllah, it goes back to this, like, if you truly believe in something and you really want it, you put your head down to the ground, bro, and you make dua to, like, don't make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like, without the dua, without having, this is not gonna be happening with by yourself, right? You need to put the action in 100%. We can't just sit there, make dua, and hope something's gonna come out of thin air. You have to put the action in and then have trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And this is, again, a main factor when it comes to any of these challenges, and any challenges from your life, like anything, personal, business, education, whatever it is. If we, as Muslims, don't understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in control of everything, right? If we don't understand that, and if we don't understand that we have to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, to actually go back to Allah to request for support, then we'll be lost forever. We'll be literally drowning in all sorts of emotional damage, however the guy says it.
I mean, he's young, man. He could do it, but
you honestly, because I'll be honest with you, like, personally, I've had my own fair share of problems and challenges, like mental, whatever it is, right? But the thing is, what pushed me through it all is literally Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Salah, making dua, just always reminding myself with dhikr, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That itself helped me, you know that, okay, this is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This dunya is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything we go through is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything that comes after it, there's going to be something better. This is just the hard part. It's like with, I don't know, when you're working out, the pain's there. There's no pain, there's no gain. You know what I mean?
Stronger.
Oh, in fact, you know what? This is a challenge for everyone who's viewing this. Yeah. Tonight, after you've viewed this podcast, do your salah, wake up, do your isha, go to sleep, do your tahajjud tonight, and make sincere dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asking for his support in your business and asking for success in your business, and then go about your day. Do things to improve your business, how you can develop it, how you can make it bigger. And wallahi, I promise you this, if it's meant to be, Allah will make it happen for you.
Yeah, 100%. One thing
if it doesn't happen today, it will happen tomorrow.
One thing to remember, yeah, Allah doesn't give you more than what you can't handle, yeah. So if you're going through a challenge and Allah knows you could go through it, why are you like pin yourself down? Why are you thinking, oh, it's hard, how am I going to do this? Like, just try your hardest to do it, and inshallah you'll be able to do it, because Allah doesn't give you more than you can't handle.
Yeah, it's mentioned in the Quran many times. The first time it's mentioned is like in Surah Baqarah verses 286. 286. Yeah, it is. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Allah doesn't burden a soul with more than it can handle, or more. You know what I mean? So
what it can bear.
Exactly. Allah's giving us all the answers. We just got to look towards Him.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it, and I think that's where we've been duped into thinking like this. If I'm honest, we've been duped into thinking Islam only exists in your house. You pray salah, you go to the masjid, you do your Jum'ah, you give a bit of charity, and you do your fast.
That's it.
And that's Islam. It's not. It should be in every single aspect, and I think it's a very bad mentality to have if you have that very secularist mindset. When you think of it in terms of the Islamic mindset, then you think, oh, I'm getting reward for every single action I do, as long as I do it in accordance to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a very detrimental thing that we've been duped, especially for brothers and sisters in the West. But I think most of our audience are going to be brothers, but it applies to all the Muslims. We've been duped into this type of mentality, which is very bad, and it ends up being a defeatist mentality, like, oh, what more can we do? And that's why we don't see the Muslim world progressing, whereas we did in the golden years of Islam. You know, and I think it's a very important point to highlight, really.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when it comes down to the fact that when your mindset is, limited, and your mindset isn't relating back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like literally every action you should do, it should be reminding yourself back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you're not reminding yourself with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if you're not, abiding yourself as a Muslim and looking at what is halal and what is haram, and you'll easily fall apart. You'll fall straight to shaitan, and shaitan can easily sway you away. And you know what really like helps me, what motivates me actually, is the day of judgment. Shaitan's gonna turn around to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and say, "I didn't force him to do it. I only said it. I didn't tell him. I didn't grab him his arms and hands and his eyes and head and make him do things."
Shaitan only whispers in your ears. On the day of judgment, every single every single body part that has done something wrong, your mouth will be shut, but everything else is going to be talking.
And that again, that's the motivation for me. Like I get annoyed at those words of shaitan, and I'll be like, "Yo, I can't be lacking, honestly." And it comes to anything that we do, like when it comes to anything, and Brother Wafi made a beautiful point, the fact that when it comes to you doing something, you have to just keep at it, and that's with anything, literally anything. It can't be just business. I'm talking about your education. What if you're in education, you're trying to learn something new, you're trying to upskill yourself. You know, when it comes to your day-to-day life, I don't know, family relationships, whatever it is, you should be the best of that category. Best brother, best father, best husband, best businessman, best partner, whatever it is, you have to be the best of it, because Allah asks us, not even asks us, commands us to do best of all actions to the best of your ability. And if we're not doing things at the best of our ability, then
you're lacking.
Honestly, you're lacking. And that's really important. And if you don't have that mindset, you'll see, trust me, you'll come across so many different types of people come up to you and go, "Bro, I got this idea." "Okay, what have you done with it?" "Nah, it's just an idea, bro. I don't think it's gonna come to
I had it when I was in the shower or something. You know, them
3 a.m.
okay, cool, but you come to me and you're saying, "No, I got this idea," but what are you gonna do with it, really?
Yeah.
If
like,
you do something with me, come,
yeah.
Let's talk.
Do it. Like, even if you don't need my help with it, even if you don't need our support with it, and you just need some kind of direction, we'll give you the direction. That's fine, no problem. Or you've got the idea, direction, whatever it is, right? Execute it. Whatever it is, execute it. Try to just be vigilant, be realistic about it. And as again, another thing which I to take note from, it's an Instagram quote, is live your life as realistic as possible, but make your dua as unrealistic as possible. Because the dua, you gotta understand, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's not limited.
Yeah.
He's not limited. He can do whatever He wants.
You want a Lambo? Ask for the top Lamborghini Huracan Performante, everything in it. Don't just go for like 20-year-old Lambo or something in it. Ask for it, man. At the end of the day, you should be, because your du'as are very small. There's nothing that can compare to Allah's power. Do you know what I mean? So for Allah to grant it is like this. For example, like obviously we learn about all of this every single day. Everyone knows these type of stories. Ibrahim alayhi salam was how old when he had his first son Ismail alayhi salam? But it was all the persistence of asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah grants it, it's easy for him.
Yeah.
Isa alayhi salam was born to Maryam alayhi salam when she was shast. No man had ever touched her. So how was it possible? She asked, "How is this possible?" Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied, "It's easy for you, Lord." We say and it be easy. So subhanAllah, when you think of it like that, you can take your du'as to extremes and Allah will accept and accept and accept, whether you accept it in this life or the hereafter. That is obviously down to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but our job is to keep asking and keep doing what we need to do in the halal manner.
Yeah. And it's always important, like planning when it comes to business. When it comes to, to be fair, I'll be honest, I relate my business to life and life to business, whatever it is. Like, it's all part and parcel for me. Deen, life, whatever, it's all part and parcel. I don't separate my deen and my life together. Like, I'm not that type of person. Whatever I do, it's going to be all, what is halal, consider halal, what is haram, what's Quran and Sunnah. That's what I want to follow, right? And when it comes down to life goals and stuff like that, even your business and stuff, consider it. You have to always be planning. You have to always be planning, because if you're not planning and if you're not trying to upskill yourself or upscale yourself in any means or any way, you're just going to be that person who's going to be standing still. So I have this saying, and I like telling people, like especially people who start new businesses with us. I always say, look, see yourself where you are now and have a bird's eye view upon yourself. Then you can see yourself there where you are now, right? But then you can see your past as well, where you were, right? Have you developed since then to what you are now? If you haven't, do something about it. Then you look at your future what do you want to achieve in life, what do you want to achieve with your businesses, what do you want to accomplish, and then ask yourself today, have I done those things to get there? So when you have obstacles in front of you, you remind yourself of your past, you remind yourself of your future, right? And that's how you get past those obstacles. Without having this type of like broad perspective upon anything, you're just always going to be in that same position. You're not going to be moving. You'll be vegetating, and you're just going to be harming yourself and harming your business.
Yeah, I was going to add as well, is just like, I think the reason why we relate life and business a lot is because we live in the Western world, right? We're all from the UK. I know there's a lot of brothers who follow me and stuff on LinkedIn and stuff. They're from all over the world, so but most of it is from the Western world. Obviously, it's important to hold tight to your deen. The main reason why I'm saying this is because not there's anything wrong with like a 9 to 5, but when you achieve a bit of financial freedom, when you let go of kind of having to work. Instead you're working to support your family and you're supporting other Muslims and whatnot. When you're doing it in that sense, you have a bit more freedom and you can focus more on being a better Muslim. You know, if you have more money, you'll be able to spend more in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, things like that. But even then, it's just like giving your family the best, giving more charity, all that stuff. It comes from that financial freedom that you get when you pursue entrepreneurialism, and obviously in the halal manner as well. And I think that's a very important point to focus on as well, because I don't think there's enough Muslim entrepreneurs. We see these TikTok moguls and this, that, the other, and TikTok gurus or whatever you want to say, and they're just interested in getting a bit of money out of you. But when you take it to the other extreme, whereas I don't think there's enough Muslim entrepreneurs coming out, whether there's not enough support for them, or whether they just have a bit of defeatist mentality, or whether the fact that they're just stuck in a bit of a slump in terms of like just being stuck in a 9 to 5, the rat race, everything that's going on as well in the world in terms of cost of living crisis and whatnot. It seems very hard to escape. But again, this is where it comes in. It's like when you make that dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make things better for you, to make you more successful in terms of the business world, in the dunya and the akhirah, Allah will open the doors for you. And I think this is where we come in with HalalCEOTours. I think for a lot of people it may be the first step in terms of achieving halal income. In terms of achieving halal income, and inshallah we're there to support you along the way as well. And I don't want anyone to think that after the trip it's nothing, see you later. This is not what we were about. We're about continuing relationships beyond the trip, 5-10 years into the future and so on,
inshallah. I mean, I was gonna say a few things. I think it goes back to, again, understanding those goals. And like, even when we first started, we asked each other like, what do we achieve by doing something like this? And even when it comes to financial freedom or the money aspect of things as well, because let's be honest, right? We can't sit here and say no, nobody wants money, and we're doing this all for, for the sake of Allah, fi sabilillah, for all for free and stuff like that. We can't be that unrealistic about things, because at the end of the day, money, we require it to support, again, family. We require to support ourselves. We require to support the business. We require to support a lot of things. But most importantly for me, myself, is obviously family. It comes first always. As a man of the house, as a man who looks after their family, we can't be this persona of a man that we don't support our family members. We can't be this defeated man that we don't help, our family. We have to be the one who supports our family. End of the day, if my mum requires me to get her something, I want to be able to say yes, no problem. I don't want to be ever in that position where I say, look, I can't do it right now. Do you know what I mean? Like that feeling it's not a good feeling. But it's also the fact that, alhamdulillah, if inshallah Allah blesses us with wealth, I want to take that even further, help my family 100%, but go back a bit further, where there are brothers and Muslims out there who don't have things that we have. I know for a fact there's certain people or places who've not eaten the food we've eaten, or don't even know what the food exists, the things that we've had. And I'm talking about something very simple, like, I don't know, certain places might not even know what a doner kebab is, or fried chicken. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like, there are third world countries. Do you reckon they have access or privy to that type of stuff? So it goes back to that type of things in terms of, like, again, my goal, inshallah, if Allah blesses me with the money, I want to start doing deployments. I want to use the money to start doing deployments, go into different areas who are like third world country, Muslim populated areas, create shelters for them, orphanages, support them. I want to be in a position where I can teach them skills like life skills, business skills, where they can be self-efficient for themselves. Again, it's like, it goes back to that saying, you can give a man a fish and they'll
You'll feed him for
feed him for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, he'd be full to the brim, fed for life, set for life. And that's the type of atmosphere or the, I guess, objective or again goal I want to achieve in life, in terms of I don't want to have this little like goal where I want to like remove my 9 to 5. I want to be up there, like I want to be making sure I'm hitting the top, because if I'm not hitting the top, for me, I truly don't believe that I've been set on this world. Allah set me down on this world to not help the ummah, to sit in a 9 to 5 where I wake up, go to a job, come back, go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, go to a job, go back to sleep, rinse and repeat. Yeah, I'm not a robot. End of the day, as a Muslim, we can't sit here, especially what's going around in the world, what's happening around the world to millions of Muslims, billions probably, come to a billion point, of Muslims being affected, attacked, hurt, whatever it is, no shelter, no support, no security. I can't sit here for myself and say I've done good today until I can be in that position where I can support and help those type of people. And that's me just being realistic about me, and that's just me being as real as I can be on towards the views.
Yeah, that's smart, because at the end of the day, obviously we've all got perspective. I'm sure we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive soon.
Yeah, 100%.
So subscribe, inshallah. no, but on a serious note, it's just like the reason why I think anyone should do anything as a Muslim is to have the betterment of the ummah. At the end of the day, we're here for a very limited amount of time, and this dunya isn't everything. We're gonna end up in the akhirah, and as my brothers across the world, you guys sitting here, I hope to see everyone in Jannah. I mean, that's the whole point of everything. Not that I'm not saying I'm going to be making it to Jannah. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But I'm saying, obviously, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for Jannah, for myself, and everyone across the Muslim world. And I think that's also another thing to focus on. Whenever you ask for something for yourself, ask for it for the rest of the ummah as well. Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish in terms of helping one another, and don't be selfish in your du'as as well. When you make dua for your brother, the angels will also make dua for you. So some say as well. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, don't be greedy with things, and just generally look out for your brothers and the rest of the ummah as well.
Yeah. And just wrap up the podcast.
Ever since you mentioned doner kebab, and now I'm feeling a bit hungry, man. Yeah, I'll be honest. Now, but inshallah, I think we've covered quite a lot.
Yeah.
So more videos to come.
Inshallah as well.
More videos about ourselves, me, Murshid, and Brother Sam.
Now I'll also say, just subscribe to our channel. Make sure you do like this video. It's our first. I think it's going to be our first video going up. Our first video is going to be going up, inshallah. So like, subscribe, and all our contact details, our personal profiles and stuff will be down in the description anyway. Yep. And inshallah, until next time, assalamu alaikum everyone.
Assalamu alaikum.